You're a very humble guy, and I know you're not going to just walk around blowing your own horn, tooting your own horn. But can you talk about some of the accomplishments that you've had? You have this. How many square feet that we have right now?
We'll be 23,000 at the end of summer.
In the summer, 23,000 square feet.
23,000, yeah.
That's no small item. That's huge. So talk about being able to acquire a property. And I know you do have a real estate background. Talk about being able to get grants. Talk about, run me your highlight reel, if you will. Just like we were talking about basketball players and their highlight reels. Give me your highlight reel of some of the things.
Yeah. So
you got this. Look, you're running for president in 2024, man.
That's my presidential pick right there.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready.
I want to stay
Stands
clear.
up, man.
Stay clear of politics, man. But anything I can do to help the folks. But yeah, speaking to the things we do, things we do here. Like I said, I would never fail to mention my partnership with Unite STEM. Actually, if they're not gone when we get off of this, I got to introduce you to Frank and Andrea, who we
heard some great things about them.
Spoke so much about, and a part of this opportunity in Ypsilanti is owed to them, in great measure, So Andrea has been in education, been an educator for over 20 years. Frank has been doing the same thing. So they're great people, man. They're great people, and I have they have tons and tons and tons of knowledge when it comes to providing education, equal education to our students, and they're big believers in doing that. So that's the part of why they actually got out of school system. I mean, they left big time jobs to start off and blaze their own trail, because they saw that there was a need that needed to be met, and in the education system there's not a lot of attention that the students need, like I said, lack of resources, lack of the policies that are in place. They was like, man, I'm done with it. We're just gonna start our own thing. So I kind of crossed paths with them in a funny way. We were on like a same program with Comerica Bank.
Okay.
And we crossed paths, and I came.
Shout out to Comerica. I know they're big supporters.
Yeah, big supporters. So yeah, I met with Frank. I came out. He was at another location out here in Ypsilanti. I met with him, and instantly, like, it was just supposed to be like I was just dropping off a check to him for the program that we were doing, and man, we talked for about hours.
Wow.
We talked about, everything that we're doing now, we talked about.
How long ago was this?
This was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here you are.
So, and that's my first time meeting. And you'll see Frank, man. He's a white man, big long beard. So it's like it's like opposites.
It's like Rick Rubin or something like that.
That's exactly what it looks like. We call it. Actually, me and Anthony actually call it Rick Rubin.
Shout out to Anthony too. Anthony Strickland holding it down.
Yeah, so we connected, man. We were just talking about this vision. I'm like, man, we want to have, we want to have a music recording studio. We want to have just a bunch of things in one place where kids are able to come and just have access to the stuff and learn,
You showed me all this stuff already when we walked through the building.
Yes, man. So we had this vision. So he's like, we just kept in touch, kept going back and forth. Then he called me back. He like, man, Stan, I got an opportunity out here in Ypsilanti. We just.
What was the window of time between when you guys met and when he finally called you and said, "Hey, I got something"?
Close to it, not a full year. Probably some months, 6 or 7 months went by. Because like I said, they were occupying another facility out here in Ypsi. So they came over. He like, man, we got a space over here. So first they just had the front space.
Yeah.
And he brought me out here. We came. He's like, man, we talked about what we wanted to do, and next thing you know, we just started expanding, knocking down walls left and right.
Let me ask you this:
demo and everything. So
I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. He put me on a phone with a third party, and they had an idea, but they hadn't taken any steps towards it.
Right.
Talk about that time, or what it's like to go from talking to somebody and you deciding I'm going to move forward. Because a lot of people won't jump. A lot of people won't move. They get what I call a paralysis of analysis. Oh, I got to think about it some more. But he finally came to you, said, here's an opportunity. What's the difference between someone like you who decides to move forward and someone else who may seem to find every reason why it's not that time?
Well, that's the biggest part of getting anything done, man. You just gotta just do it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people wait because they feel like they're not in a position. They feel like they don't have enough this, enough that. But it's like, you know, you'll spend years and years wasting your time, wasting your talents, wasting your gifts and ideas on just waiting.
Nah, I'm not telling on anybody, and it may be that this person may end up seeing this. But to your point, brother, when they be like, "Oh, it ain't right. It got to be right." When I roll out, they paint this picture of it has to be so excellent.
The thing is, it's never gonna be all the way right. You know what I mean? In business, you know, it's trial and error, man. So it's like, you know, you always gonna, even if you project a certain, that's why you have to leave yourself some room to make mistakes, stuff to go left or stuff to not go as planned. Because nothing's gonna be perfect in business.
I think that's the issue, though, that people have this fear, and you touched on it when we talked about you transitioning from the life. You know, every limitation we have is, in many cases, some limitation we created based on someone else's perspective. But here's the thing, based on somebody who's not even doing what you're doing.
That's the thing, yeah. A lot of times, most times it's like that.
Yeah, you worried about that person who's just busy on the side, because people like yourself and I, or whoever are doing it, we don't get caught up in that.
Yeah, so just to, I mean, folks have a big fear of failing, a big fear of, you know, being wrong. You know, that's a big part of it, man.
But if you think about it, Stanford, what is really failing?
Right. Yeah. You're right. You preaching to the choir right now, but I'm saying for people, you know, that's the perspective. You know what I mean? And a lot of things that, you know, ideas and things that people have bottled up in them never gets, you know, the world never gets to see it
because they expect it to be so perfect.
Yeah, I read something. They said you know, the richest place in the world is the cemetery.
Man.
Because there's so many ideas that never, you know, were able to be brought forth, so many goals and dreams, and people just had it bottled up in them, and then you just leave the earth and without your gifts going noticed.
Tell me what we can look forward to. Tell me what the future holds. And you gave me a 1 year, 2 year experience from having a conversation to being here now. I'm looking at these wonderful images of your recent event that you had where you fed the community. I mean, man, you got you know, petting zoos and people on stage and all these type of things.
Yeah, so we try to do our events, man. We try to do them big. So like I said, the first year we started, man, we did a big back to school giveaway in the same neighborhood that I grew up in.
Which is where?
Which is west side of Detroit, Davidson, Woodrow Wilson.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. I say that to say, very economically challenged area, and it's been like that for a while.
Absolutely. And you know, my family, a lot of my family is still over in that area. You know,
let me ask you this: when you say where you from, are people surprised when you say the neighborhood you're from?
In some spaces, yes. Yeah.
Why do you think that is? They're surprised.
I don't know, man. They think I don't know what they think.
And the only reason I bring it up,
I really, you know, because I can, you know, turn the switch on and off. So I will get in some rooms and get on my professional stuff, and then they'll be like, you know, you're from where?
Yeah. Like, and the only reason, I mean, I'm a native Detroiter, West Side. I'm 7 Mile Evergreen, and I just say that because when you think about
you're
tough,
from Southfield. That's Southfield.
In your viewpoint,
that's
what you think.
No, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, you are messing with me, man. I said I ain't never got that before. But the expectation is, you know, even that part of the West Side, you know, when you talk about being from a tough socioeconomic area, I guess there's this visual of you supposed to look and present a certain way. But, you know, I'm sure, you know, the vast majority of your community, your neighborhood can navigate like you if given an opportunity.
Absolutely. And the young folks call it now the trenches. So I think the trenches, you know, they kind of molded me and shaped me, man. I still slide through the neighborhood. You know, often I'm sure when I'm in that area for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, my family is still there. Aunts and uncles, you know, they're still have property in the neighborhood, so it made me a lot of who I am. And there's some folks that I can literally go over there, older guys, you know, that I grew up knowing, and they got literally absolutely nothing going on, but I can still go over there and they can pour into me and give me knowledge and give me some tools and ideas, man. I just soak all that stuff up because you know you can't put a face on mentorship. You can't put a face on good knowledge and wisdom, that can come from all many different fields, different people, whatever.
And that's why you're going to continue to be successful. I'm inspired by that. Before we let you get out of here, is anybody you want to shout out or anything you want to share that we can be on the lookout for going forward? And I appreciate you welcoming in and taking the time as well.
Yeah, I mean, I skipped over that question before. What I want to do going forward with the program and things like that is just continue to grow, man, and continue to be, my face don't have to be, on the headlines of everything that I do.
I gotta have a big picture like that.
Yeah, man, I'm actually going to throw that under the desk once you get out of here.
No, you earned it. You earned it. You need to have it.
No, but yeah, I don't need to be, my name to be on everything. I just want the work to be done, man.
But let me just say this though, and maybe this is just you and I having a sports psychology or a counseling session. That can be your intent. However, you're an upstanding guy. You're successful. People respond to you well. In that regard, your face being up front isn't really about you.
Absolutely,
it's about someone who's worthy of being in that space there. So don't always think of it like that. I mean, you inspire people by being where you are, whether it's Davison, on the west side or wherever you are in Ypsilanti. So I just put that out there. That don't put that up under the desk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep that there. That's a nice picture, ain't it? Yeah. But you talking about continuing to grow?
Absolutely. Yeah, just continuing to grow, man. Continue to expand. I want to just have this mirror the same vision that we have here, and just pick it up and just place it in all different type of neighborhoods and areas who really need something to bridge the gap between the educational disparities and things like that. So just continue to do that, continue to grow, continue to, seek knowledge and and read up on stuff.
If somebody wanted to help, how can they help you?
That's a good question. You always need help in this nonprofit world.
Yeah.
But outside of financially, donate or whatever, our website, defyprogram.org.
Yep. It's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
And then they can always try to reach out and just come maybe have a conversation.
Yeah, but more than just financially, just like I said, just coming back, pouring into our kids, just no better investment than time, man. People having
no better investment than time.
People having the time to pour into, because that's what made me who I am today. Just people saw something in me and was able to pour into me. The intangible things in life. The things that you can't put a price on.
Yeah.
So just pouring into these students and just if you work for a company or whatever, just providing access for students to be able to come and see what you guys are doing there. So that's probably biggest two ways to support outside of coming in here and sweeping up the floor and vacuuming or something like that. We need that.
There's always something to be done. So I say that to say, you hear that and you're inspired by what he's doing, there's always a way you can come and be a part of that.
Yeah,
hey man, I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for welcoming me like we've had years and years of past history and whatnot. And I just want to continue to watch and be supportive of what you guys
thanks for coming, man. Glad to have you.
Yep. Well, you guys heard it here. This is Lindsey Huddleston with Stanford Wilkinson, the man, making it happen over at DEFY. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.